just in case you confused it with a place you can pronounce. Oh, I hope there's no corruption or crime going on here. This military compound has a wide open gate you can just go through with no problem. Alright, I'll bite. I've never seen this movie before, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that the dude in the chair with the towel over his head is either Arnold, Bruce Willis, or some other rando 80s action star I quit caring about 15 years ago. Motorcycles always go perfectly straight after you wind them up and send them off without a rider. Also, super trained military dude with tons of weapons at his disposal believes this highly improbable idea is his best option. Also, these loose boards lying around on top of the roof sure came in handy, didn't they? Who the f*** are these guys? Why are they all here pointing guns at nothing? Also, I thought the Expendables killed everything when they entered the village and poured salt into the ground so nothing would ever grow again. Surprise dudes are a surprise. Jet Li is a dick to skulls. Our defense isn't working. Send in the knife army. In a scene where Yin Yang beat up a bunch of people and never took his gun out once, this gun runs out of bullets after one measly shot. Which is fine because all these guys brought knives to a pan fight. Has this guy just been thinking about ramping up the torture this whole time? And while the compound is getting assaulted by Expendables? He told you.
I don't get this back, your ass is terminated.
You're gonna be feeling some red heat. I will jingle all the way on your balls, Junior. If you think I'm telling true lies, well then, shit, I lost my place on the IMDb page.
Did you win?
Of course I win.
Dude asks only guy left standing if he won.
Hey, our comrades are getting their asses kicked inside.
But don't worry, we'll just stay down here in a vulnerable position next to the flaming helicopter wreckage until they get back.
Now you put on your lucky ring.
Unkillable action hero has a lucky ring. Oh, so now you're running up here. You couldn't have done that earlier and already be waiting for them on the roof? I know he's got big caliber bullets, but f*** you, movie. One shot does not perfectly knock down this tower. These random third world bad guys have the same weakness as the aliens from Signs. Ah, the Zipline, Hollywood's favorite get-out-of-jail-free card. Also, was this the plan all along? Let's drive into this compound with tanks, shoot everyone we possibly can, battering ram through, kill more people, crash 2 of the tanks inside, murder more guys, save the Chinese billionaire, go to the roof to kill some more dudes, and then climb up to the tower and zipline all of us, including the billionaire, to safety? Seems like they made this mission more difficult on top of the impossible it already was. Random bad guys show up on the ground so the Expendables can have some light target practice while ziplining. Is there supposed to be some sort of honor code at this point in the game? Just kill them. This makes the bad guys pause instead of laugh or kill them. Just in case we happen to get captured in this exact location, let's station one guy way the hell out in the jungle somewhere. Also, second Expendables movie already reaching for new action stars to add to the film. Alright, time to boat on out of here. And as this shot tells us, they have a long river to navigate before they can escape. Which means at some point they had to have driven these boats down the river without being seen, hid them, and then, what, took another larger boat back also without being seen? As we see here, the bad guys have patrol boats and tons of people in the jungle, so how the f*** did they do this? How did he get here so fast? He outran the boats on uneven ground full of jungle and bad guys and got in an amazing sniper position. Where did Barney land the plane in this area? Again, without being seen. Second of all, how the ever-loving f*** are these two supposed to have gotten to a plane, taken off, and flown back here without any further resistance? I've never seen so many handy, easily accessible sniper areas along a riverbank in my life, and I've pretended to be a sniper on multiple occasions.
Guy's good. You're good. Appreciate it, sir.
How the hell did he hear Barney, who is not wearing an earpiece or holding a radio or anything? How the f*** did these guys catch up to the plane without Billy shooting them? I'll kill these guys with running. Sweet, that guy's dead. Now what happened to the boat full of bad guys where that guy came from? Now the hidden boat thing is even worse. They would have had to sneak boats past this checkpoint somehow. And the plane isn't big enough for them. How the hell did they do that? All the gunfire in the world can't hit this plane. Movie drags out the old make you think the plane is going to crash when we all know it isn't routine, dusts it off, and serves it up like original material. Yep, lucky ring. Hey, how do you plan on getting Hemsworth on this plane?
Hey, can we talk? You're not too busy?
Yeah, I want to know how the hell I got on this plane.
Yeah, and get money back home safely.
Awesome. So they have a Chinese mercenary who just so happens to need to get back home anyway, so they can parachute this other Chinese dude without having to land. That's just wicked amazing how that worked out. Team with piece of shit airplane has money to get their stupid logo printed on the parachutes they use.
That's real Chinese takeout.
That's racist.
Yes! I love this song!
Yes, I love this song, girls. Charisma Carpenter isn't my girlfriend or being a bitch to Buffy in this scene. These guys all hang out with each other after a long mission instead of any of the hot or ugly girls at this bar.
Before Gunner became chemically unbalanced, he went to MIT and had a master's degree in chemical engineering.
Hey, just like Dolph Lundgren. Also, just because you're doing all this inside joke cheekiness does not mean that the character they are playing can suddenly just have an MIT education.
It's like saying Ivan Drago went to MIT.
I'd like to finish out the month, then I want to go meet up my girlfriend.
Where's she from?
Well, Billy Ray Cyrus's penis, actually. Does he actually live on the airplane? I mean, if so, f***ing why? And if not, how fortunate for Bruce Willis that Barney just happened to come to the plane to ponder shit right at this moment.
Chinese plane got shot down over the mountains near a hellhole called Gazik.
Yeah, who shot it down?
Take a guess.
I'm guessing the Russians, since there's a case on board with Russian secrets. Of course, we don't find that out until later. You spell everything else out in these movies, but now we gotta guess who might shoot down a Chinese plane over Albania. Also, China apparently doesn't give a shit about the plane containing Russian secrets. Neither does Albania, nor Russia. Free plane full of secrets, everyone.
Smoke clears and 4 of my squad are dead.
Billy gets more character development in 2 scenes than the other Expendables get in 2 movies. Movie decides to tell us what happened to the other crash victims in the gray.
All right, Billy, you get a vantage point up there.
What good is any vantage point in a fog like this?
The fur in the hands.
It's worth 2 in the bush?
We can't hold this!
Have to!
But why? Can't you just get some stuff from the plane to hold the doors open? There's this stuff, and that thing that could easily wedge the doors open, and you have the manpower to move such things.
Got it!
Now the question I have is what they would have done if the doors had been completely closed in the first place. How did an international arms dealer know what a Chinese plane shot over Albania had in it?
I'm sorry, sir, they were waiting.
Waiting where? From your vantage point in the jungle in the fog? Also, this guy's a trained badass. How he couldn't elude a bunch of people in the fog and mow them down is beyond my comprehension. Also, arms dealer somehow knows about the crashed plane and what it holds, but couldn't get here before the Expendables did.
Et numéro 3.
Verlaine proceeds to give Barney 7 more seconds after the count of 3. You don't need to pull down your mock turtleneck, dude. We can already see the f***ing tattoo.
The pet of Satan.
Bad guy can't be a bad guy unless he's also into Satan and has a name that is basically villain.
Last time the case, you will force me
Line,
to cut
line,
his heart
line.
out.
Wait!
Guy who's about to die groans just like the audience for the exact same reason. What I'm about to say is important enough to require the removal of my sunglasses. I'm assuming that's how Verlaine and his crew got here. How did no one from the Expendables hear a helicopter during this entire mission? Was the helicopter in stealth mode? And that one's for the Hunger Games. Also, Miley Cyrus will be played by Jean-Claude Van Damme in this scene. Also, karate stabbing.
Dear Sophia,
Friends open Billy's personal love letter to someone else and read it in place of a eulogy. Because assholes.
why is it the one of us who wants to live the most, who deserves to live the most, dies?
Because he's not a world-renowned action hero from the 80s. Wait, Verlaine already knows about the mine? And has already been looking for the plutonium? Does Putin know about this?
3 days.
I have people ready to pay 4 million a kilo now.
Weapons-grade plutonium is so easy to come by. It really is a buyer's market. Also, 3 days with a blueprint? Shouldn't it just be a matter of hours now?
Imagine if 6 pounds of pure plutonium is powerful enough to change the balance of the world. So imagine what 5 tons would do.
Still change the balance of the world?
The transmission stopped. They're underground.
Putting it down right here.
No one will report this plane that landed in the middle of Russian farmland, and will also have a lucky truck sitting nearby. Also, earlier you knew exactly the distance and the direction of the case, so the beacon going away should tell you exactly where the mine is, right?
I say we beat some info out of these guys and get moving.
We'll also beat the English language into them somehow. But don't worry, Maggie comes in to save the day because she somehow knows the language.
They call themselves Sangs.
We find out later that 7 hours have passed since they beat up those dudes in the bar. So Maggie is just now telling Barney what she found out?
How do you know the language?
Easy. Put it together. It's a cross between Ukraine and Bulgarian dialect.
Oh, that explains it.
We've been driving these dirt roads for the last 7 hours.
So besides Christmas, what has everyone else been doing for 7 hours?
Is there anything you don't know?
Well, she didn't know how to save Billy, now did she? Movie sets key scenes in a fictional Cold War Soviet training facility designed to look like an American city just so they can save a few bucks by shooting on a studio backlot.
We'll bed down here for the night.
But damn, it was night just 7 hours ago! Also, aren't we trying to stop a guy who has the blueprints to 5 tons of plutonium? We're just gonna bed down right now?
But what the hell's wrong with cereal?
It's cliche.
This guy would be excellent at CinemaSins.
For the record, my hearing is 20/20.
He hears things at 100 feet that people with 2100 hearing have to be 20 feet away to hear.
But I'd really die for some Chinese.
That's that's the second time you thought that joke was funny. Man, is it racist. Wait, he threw water on the other dude's fire and declared it bedtime, but then went into another room that still had light and fire and had a non-sleeping smoke? Barney is a dick to his team.
We're out of here in 10 minutes. Do what you gotta do.
10 minutes for a full morning routine? Guess that only leaves time for a shower and shave.
Houston, we got a problem.
Considering that Caesar knows for a fact that the guys outside have seen him and are gonna shoot, he is way too calm for this. Bad guys the Expendables were about to go looking for show up here and save them the trouble. Do you know the only rule these bad guys have in these movies? Make the movie loud. None of them will find their target. They're like sperm flushed down a toilet during Mardi Gras. This is a terrible way to actually take cover. But considering how terrible these guys are at aiming, I guess you could argue this is good enough. In America, you can always find Chuck Norris. In Soviet Russia, Chuck Norris finds you.
Rumor has it you were dead.
Yeah, I heard that too.
And that is the extent of Barney's curiosity about how the hell Booker just happened to be here at just the right time.
That you were bitten by a king cobra.
Yeah, I was. But after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died.
Yep, Chuck Norris just told a Chuck Norris joke, ladies and gentlemen. Chuck Norris will be here all week and everywhere else you might want to go this week.
Yeah, a guy named Verlaine.
He's related to Villain Von Bad Guy III.
Can you help out?
Sorry, Barney. I work alone.
What, you Just help them already. All Christmas heard was gunshots and Barney saying they need a tank to win the battle, but he comes driving through here like an asshole with no weapons or caution.
It's like Christmas came way late this year.
And that's why he has that name, ladies and gentlemen.
Safest place is in front of that gun.
Their aim is approximate to the aim of the Sangs you just fought.
These guys are here to help.
Man, this movie is so A-team, I'm surprised no one sued it.
Retards.
Man, movies can still say this without getting shamed? I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to, I'm just saying I'm surprised. What with all that Tropic Thunder bullshit. Seriously, how does Putin not know about this? The Belgian arms dealer taking Russian boys from a village next to a mine with secret plutonium in it? I would say Putin is behind this whole thing, but I feel like he would have found the plutonium already. Also, hide your kids, am I right?
And I take all of the rest of the men.
This poor woman from a tiny remote Russian town speaks incredible English.
I know this.
We all know this.
Wow, the whole f***ing village speaks English.
This is our home. Our lives will be the last thing they take.
Valuing property over your own life.
Can't you stay and help? You saw the children.
We have our own business with them. Sorry.
This is complete madness. The Expendables want to kill the Sangs, the village chicks want to have the Sangs killed, but somehow they are at an impasse.
We found the plutonium.
But let's not tell our recruiters about it. We still want to raid a village and steal boys because we're so evil.
I now pronounce you man and knife.
Christmas takes a knife to a gunfight, and somehow people with guns forget that. This f***er here on the left with the gun sits and watches while Maggie takes out all his buddies instead of shooting her.
One more!
So everyone shoot him. Also, with the ammo problem in this movie, do you think shooting that guy with 75% of it was wise?
Rest in pieces.
Stallone somewhat steps on Dolph Lundgren's line there. Oh, I see. Van Damme is a supervillain with all these resources at his disposal, but still stands 2 inches from the plutonium rod. Got it. Slow motion walking shows these guys mean business. They are serious. They took their hair out of a ponytail for this.
You're not doing what I think you're doing! Yeah, I am! Let's do it!
It's pretty much certain death, but f*** it. The movie will keep us alive. This mass assassination is conveniently taking place just as the Expendables show up. Also, the Expendables knew exactly where to go in the mine, where the workers were being led to their deaths.
We're too late! The plutonium's gone!
No. Remember how they dropped that humongous metal lid on this hole? Verlaine decides, f*** it, time to blow up the mine, even though his henchmen were still in there about to shoot the workers. So you say, CinemaSins, of course he did. He's evil and he doesn't care about his henchmen. So why did it take him so long to do it then? Wow, this movie just unexpectedly turned into daylight. And you know what? That's an improvement. And that's f***ing saying something, because daylight is terrible. So the place where they came in is caved in, and the place where they want to go out is caved in. Shouldn't oxygen be a problem at some point? And what about this cigar, man? Kind of a dick move.
Phosphate rock, it's got a density of 1.852.
You see, this is an area where Richard Dean Anderson could have come in and played MacGyver again. But then we'd send the movie for making Richard Dean Anderson play MacGyver again. So the movie is really f***ed either way.
I'm back.
How did he know to come into this mine? Did Bruce Willis know where it was, but not tell Barney after the case was stolen? How the hell did he know to drill at this very spot? Where has he been this whole time? What the fuck? Well, I guess you can crash a plane into a cave and still have enough room for people to walk out in huge groups. I didn't realize that until I watched this movie, so at least I got that going for me. Is there anyone in this village maybe missing a person? Is it a happy ending for everyone? We saw plenty of bodies. I guess those people weren't important. Reunion, I don't care about.
There's a party in town. Yeah.
In Soviet Russia, party finds you. Why did Jean-Claude drive toward the Expendables for so long before turning? Because if you're trying to say he didn't see them until the last minute, I have a fist that I'd like to introduce you to. The Expendables just started shooting behind the glass without knowing who the hell's behind it or if innocent people are in harm's way. Guy who said he wouldn't help because he works alone shows up to help anyway, and yet not one audience member was surprised and only a handful were even happy about it. Grenade! Those guys! We've got all of Planet Hollywood here. Who are they shooting at? Who cares? They have guns and they're shooting together. That's all that matters. B-roll! Footage!
I'm almost out. I'll be back. You've been back enough. I'll be back.
Yippee-ki-yay.
This movie thinks if it winks at you enough, you'll forget how ugly it is. I'm pretty sure most of these guys have already died once or twice in this movie. Seriously, how many henchmen could Verlaine have after Chuck Norris killed 80% of them and the Expendables killed another 75%? Don't try and do the math, just answer me.
Who is next? Rambo?
This movie is 35% inside jokes. I think Verlaine recruited everyone at the airport to be henchmen, but that scene got cut. Evil henchman with serious radiation poisoning easily beats up Christmas. Knife-loving Christmas runs out of knives and or chooses to use brass knuckles against a huge knife. Not that I'm worried for his safety, just, you know, common sense is safety.
That door opens up and I don't come out, and he does, you kill him.
If it's going to be that easy for her to kill him, don't you want her to come with you and help?
You want to kill me like a man?
For the sake of this movie having a Bloodsport versus Rambo throwdown, Barney throws out the common sense for ego. I would have actually taken 50 cents off if Stallone had just shot Van Damme right here, even if it would sort of be stealing from Raiders of the Lost Ark. I realize this makes for a better movie finale, but Jesus, in real life this is over in 2 seconds when Barney shoots the unarmed bad guy. The end. But whatever. Bro's got a bro. You know who could kick Van Damme's ass faster than this? Jet Li. Hero gets himself wrapped up in a chain-based chokehold during the finale cliché. Villain who hasn't won as fast as he hopes reverts to using a weapon despite the bro code hand-to-hand combat agreement cliché.
Ironic. Here we are, you and I, and your knife.
That sounds like something that should go in the Alanis Morissette song.
What was his name? What did you call him?
Villain unnecessarily taunts Hero about dead fallen comrade, providing the hero just enough rage to win the day.
Well, where's the proof?
Yay for the good guys?
You killed all my business.
Well, you weren't doing a good enough job anyway. I think those guys multiplied every time you killed 10 of them. There's probably 400 guys waiting in the Hudson News right now.
Behold.
How did he even know they'd wrecked their other plane? Hey, someone left a bloody head back here. Holy shit, that's sick. In case you confused it with Paris Hilton. This movie ends 1 hour and 33 minutes too late. Movie doesn't have an end credit scene featuring Mr. T.
Rest in pieces.
There's a plan in everything, kid. And I love it when a plan comes together. By the power of Grayskull.
Sheep. I'm trying real hard to be the shepherd. His name was Billy. Oh, Billy.
I'm sorry, sir.
It's not your fault.
Don't fuck with me, all right? Don't fuck with me, Sean, not you.
No, that's how we deal with death. Can't change what is, so we keep it light until it's time to get dark. And then we get pitch black. They say most of your brain shuts down in cryosleep. All but the primitive side.
Good night.